The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Ryan Wilkes here with head men's golf coach Randy Wylie on the Eagles Sports Network to talk the 2024 fall schedule for the Eagles this fall. So, Coach, first of all, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. And how's the summer going for you overall?
Had a great summer. Really excited about coming back. And, as you look at your team each year, these guys go and play summer golf. They play a bunch of tournaments all summer. And you get a feel for how your team is going to be based on how they play in the summer. And we had some good summers, so I'm excited about that.
So talking about the schedule now, you guys have two events from last year sandwiched in between two new events for your team. You go to the UNG Mizuno Invitation or Intercollegiate, and then you go to the Hurricane Invitational this season. What does the mix of familiarity and new tournaments do for you guys overall?
Well, it's nice to have a couple of kind of tournaments we've played a whole bunch in and had some really good success in, which is really nice to have on the schedule. But it's exciting to play new places too. I mean, the kids get excited about it. We have a couple of really nice courses that we're going to go play in South Carolina and down in Georgia, and it's going to be a really good championship schedule. We're going to play a ton of really highly ranked teams. We're going to challenge ourselves right from the start, and the guys got to be ready. And we're going to play the first week, so we got to be ready to go. And I think the guys are prepared, and they've been preparing all summer for this.
So last year we talked about the fall schedule. It's kind of a time to learn a lot about your team. You got some new guys to learn about this year. You got 4 freshmen entering the fold. You also have quite a few newcomers back: Elliot McGregor, Noah Cambridge, Nick Daugherty, just to name a few. What about this roster excites you in terms of having some youth and also having some experience to guide them along?
I love having some older guys and some young guys. That mix is really fun because it's neat to watch them interact, and the older guys kind of teach the younger guys kind of the Carson-Newman way and kind of the culture of Carson-Newman, and be kind of mentors to the young guys. And when we get to a tournament, if you have a couple of freshmen and the older guys have played the course, they're going to be like, hey, in a tournament, this pin's really tricky and this pin's a gopher pin, and this hole looks kind of easy, but it actually plays pretty tricky, and you need to kind of play really smart here. And it's neat to watch those young guys kind of serp up that information and try to use it and see how they interact with the older guys. It's really fun to watch that growth.
So one thing about last year, you do lose Luke Stock coming into this season. He was an excellent player, got a chance to compete in the Southeast Regional last year as a senior. What are some guys or even, 1 or 2 guys that could kind of fill that hole this year?
Well, I think, we have some older guys, 3 seniors that are very experienced and have played a whole lot of college golf. Obviously they can do that. And I would expect them to be all conference level players. And then we had Noah's a sophomore. He had a great summer, the best summer on the whole team. Was playing fantastic. So I'm really bullish on Noah's ability to come in and really do some good work this year too.
So you look at last year, a lot of standout rounds throughout the year, both in the fall and in the spring, but a couple inconsistencies there throughout the year. What are some things you want to build on this year?
You nailed it. We were too inconsistent. We had tons of great rounds, but when we didn't play well, we kind of let it get away from us. And, just mentally being more consistent. You've got to kind of find ways to kind of stop the bleeding and get off the bogey train, all those cliches. But, that's a skill to turn around some negativity in the round and some adversity and turn it into a positive and just, work hard for the team to salvage everything that you can every day. And we're just going to kind of talk about that mental toughness and the grind that it takes to be more consistent.
So we've talked a lot about how these courses play in the fall compared to the spring. What are some things you can kind of do to prepare for, that different type of grass that you approach every time you go to a different tournament?
Well, our fall here is very similar to what they play in all summer. So I actually don't think the fall is really a big adjustment, which really helps the freshmen. The spring, when the Bermuda grass goes brown and dormant, that's more of an adjustment where they really have to kind of spend some time working on different chip shots, maybe playing it along the ground, practicing a little different off of some not as good lies, that type of thing. You know, in the Southeast here, it's just so lush and nice in the fall that, you know, that's not really an adjustment period for them. The competition level maybe for some of them, maybe for particularly the freshmen, that will be an adjustment. But golf course wise, it's pretty easy fall from an adjustment standpoint. Spring's totally different.
So you talk about the competition at these different tournaments you all are going to. What do you know about some of the competition, and just overall, what are some of the challenges that come with that top level competition?
We just have every year 20 of the top 30 teams in the nation are from the Southeast, and that's who's at our tournaments. So, you know, we're going to face every event 8 to 12 teams that are going to be ranked, and several of them are going to be ranked in the top 5. And, you know, that's what we've been facing regularly, and, you know, we just got to be tough enough and mature enough to handle it.
Ryan Wilkes here with head men's golf coach Randy Wylie as the Eagles get prepared for the fall season here on the Eagles Sports Network.